What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So, let's get right into it. A couple days ago, or maybe even a week ago, I did 3 things I hate about the 1911. Or, excuse me, the 1911 platform, technically speaking. But regardless, now I'm going to say 3 things that I do like about the 1911 and the 1911 platform itself. So, no more beating around the bush. Let's get into it. I know 3 videos, one night. This will probably be it, though, because I'm getting pretty tired. It's 5 a.m. here, guys. So, but let's get right into it. So, number 1, I like the way the 1911 looks. Dude, the 1911 is just sexy piece of firearm history. There's no denying it. If you were to sit here and argue that the 1911 don't got the look factor, you, sir or madam, are a liar. There is no debating that the 1911 is a gorgeous firearm. Realistically, nobody's ever tried arguing that. The platform itself looks great. I felt like that was the quickest and easiest one to get out of the way there. I mean, of course, some people are going to be like, oh, well, I don't like it. 1, you're probably lying. 2, if you really don't like the 1911 platform and how it looks, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I do. That this is the most subjective one. Actually, these are all subjective. This is 3 things I like about the 1911 platform. But regardless, I'm going to get off number 1. I knew that was going to be the quickest and easiest to get out the way. Number 2, the invention of the 1911 led to the creation of the 45 ACP round. So for those of you guys who don't know, the 45 ACP round is synonymous with the 1911 because that is the caliber that the 1911 was originally created in. Now you're seeing a lot of different, 1911s out there. Now you're seeing some in 9mm, 10mm. You're seeing them in a bunch of different, crazy calibers. But it all started from the 45 ACP. So the 45 ACP, I have some mixed feelings about the round. You know what I mean? I don't like that essentially you get much less of a capacity than you would with something like, 40 Smith & Wesson or 9mm. But regardless, 45 ACP also has its place in my heart. Here's why. Beyond the fact that, yes, it is very much so a capable self-defense round. It is a very slow-moving round at that. It is a chunky bullet. It is moving at a much slower rate than, say, a 9mm or 40 Smith & Wesson would be. Now, what is the great thing about that? Some of y'all might be wondering, oh, why is that such a big deal? Well, that's because the 45 ACP round is subsonic. What does that mean? Some of y'all who are new to the channel or new to firearms or whatever, you might not know what I mean by subsonic. So when you go over, it's somewhere around 1,000-ish, I can English, 1,000 feet per second. When it's going rough, over that, I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head. It's roughly 1,000. I did it again. 1,000-ish feet per second. As you guys can tell, I am definitely getting tired. But when you're going faster than that rate, it's called supersonic. It's breaking the speed of sound. So that's why you hear that little crack when you shoot something like 9mm, 40, 5.56, whatever, right? My whole point, though, is that the 45 ACP round is subsonic. Subsonic meaning it isn't going fast enough to break the sound barrier yet. So what does that make 45 ACP great for? That makes it great for shooting suppressed. Now, will I sit here and say I have a suppressor? No, because I don't have a suppressor. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that. However, what I can say without a doubt in my mind is I do plan on getting one. Probably not anytime soon, and hopefully by the time I do, decide to get one, the NFA will have been, repealed. Because who wants to pay that $200 tax stamp? Who wants to? I don't. And honestly, I kind of have issues with the argument that, it's not a big deal as long as you pay us this $200. Regardless, I'm getting off topic though. But overall, all right, back to what I was saying. It makes shooting suppressed a dream. 45 ACP being naturally subsonic, amazing to shoot suppressed. I've heard from a ton of people I know who do own suppressors and have shot their 45s suppressed, and oh man, literally every single time what I hear from them is, oh bro, they get so happy. They just get the, I don't have to wear ears if I don't want to. They go into it and it makes me jealous. It makes me very much so jealous. But that's besides the point. That's me getting off topic here. So back to what I was saying. Number 2, though, is that the 1911 led to the creation of the 45 ACP round. And the 45 ACP round, if you don't agree with me, is pretty freaking dope. But regardless, number 3, and I know some of y'all are going to be like, well, you were kind of hating on this in, your video where you're talking about things you hate about the 1911. But this is also one of those love-hate relationship things with the 1911. I like, not all the over-exaggerated hype around the 1911 platform. However, I do like the hype around the 1911 platform to an extent. Now, when you take it to the over-exaggerated level where, which I mentioned before in my previous videos about this, you're dealing with people who are sounding absolutely stupid. They're saying things like, oh, well, you don't need more than 7 rounds of 45 ACP, and I get that little FUD accent on every time I do it. But my whole point is that while if you're not taking it to the extreme level that, those FUDs are, it's a pretty damn cool gun with a pretty damn cool history. I mean, like, truth be told, my grandfather carried a 1911 when he served in Vietnam. So, I mean, it's, of course, I was sidearm, not, his primary, but that's besides the point. Long story short, though, is that it has cool history beyond just the Vietnam War, World War I, World War II, obviously much bigger than Nam. But just all the history that the 1911 has, all the hype that's around the 1911. I mean, I can see where some people are going to be like, hey, let's take that leap of faith and just start saying a bunch of mythical stuff about this, this platform and the caliber that it shoots, even though we know that's not true. You know what I mean? It is a great platform with a great level of history to it. And I really am a huge fan of, the best way to say it, I'm a huge fan of all the more modern 1911s or 2011s you see here. Now, the reason why you might be wondering, oh, well, why are you including 2011s in on this one? Because I like 2011s. And I'm aware they're not the same as 1911s, but still, without the 1911, we wouldn't have gotten the 2011. Bam, that's an extra one. That's 4, because I do it for you guys. I do it. That's 4. I'm done joking around. But with that being said, I think that about wraps up for this video. I don't want to keep going in circles and wasting your time here. But the 3 things I do like about the 1911 platform: how it looks. The 1911 led to the creation of the 45 ACP round. And yeah, I do somewhat like the hype around it, just not when you take it to that extreme mythical level that you hear a lot of FUDs take it to. But with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And whether or not you agree with me about these 3 things that I like about the 1911, go ahead and comment down below some things that you personally like about the 1911 platform and why. Excuse me. With that being said, make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.